All right, Tyler McGuirk with me. About an hour after the NBA Finals Game 3, we're going to do a little reaction pod to Game 3, maybe look back at the last two games a little bit and look forward at Game 4 and Game 5 moving forward here. Um, Obviously, the Bucks end up on top 120, 100, I believe the final score was. Giannis was damn special. Ends up with 42 points, 12 rebounds, like 14 to 17 from the free throw line. Nobody chanting. I like Jeff Van Gundy's
Very
idea.
quiet.
I like Van Gundy's idea though, quietly of like just do the countdown, but do it very slowly. One, two.
Jeff always has crazy ideas in that booth.
I thought that was kind of a crazy idea. Um, but the Suns kind of came out playing pretty well in the first quarter. I mean, they kind of hung in there. Uh, Ayton played well. Paul played well early. Booker was not very good the whole game. We can get into him a little
Hot
bit more.
trash.
Yeah, we can get into him a little bit more going forward here. But the Bucks end up making a nice little run there in the third quarter, pull away for good. Basically, after it was basically I felt like it was after that Johnson dunk. Uh,
See, I thought it was a little before that. I thought it was when they had that 2-on-1 with Booker and Bridges, and Booker like threw it away or threw it to Bridges, and Bridges like had a terrible layup attempt. It was like at the 4 minutes left in the second period. You remember that play?
yes, yes,
And then they come
yeah.
back and Portis hits a three, and then the Bucks have like the nicest team play I've ever seen them make with between Middleton and Holiday, and they dish it back to Portis for a dunk. Then Portis hits a corner three, and then it's like 45 to 60 when it could have been. It was 50 to 45 when that play happened.
I was
That
looking at. I'm looking
I
at my
didn't
notes.
describe that very confusingly, but
Well, I'm looking at my notes here, and and the play before that is, uh, Payne had that AM1 with 3 minutes left. He cut it to 40-35. And then you're right. And then Payne, they have that 2-on-1. I made a note. I put 3 stars by it because I thought it was a big
yeah,
play too. It kind of should have gone back to Booker or should have gone to Payne earlier and then gone back to Booker eventually to finish it. And then you're right. It leads to kind of a little 10-point lead, then eventually 3 points. But then 60-45 at halftime. Um, I made notes at halftime, and I think it went on for the rest of the game. It might be a problem for the Suns going forward here is the rebounding. I mean, the Bucks are big when they play. Like even when Portis is in there, and I like Portis. Portis was great tonight.
Portis is a psychopath. You got to appreciate him in small bursts. Like
But I
he
kind
has
of
a purpose.
I kind of wrote down. He reminded me of Spates on the Warriors, but I said maybe a little bit more crazy.
A little more intense. Spades was like laid back.
Space would try to get the crowd up off of like these energy plays, or if he was fouled or something like that. Or I said like David West maybe or something like that on his 2 years on the Warriors, or Big Zaza who would try to get the crowd.
Yeah,
up.
I'd compare more to Zaza than David West.
David, big cheap shot then at that point. Just kidding. But anyways, I thought going into the third quarter, it looked like the Suns. In my mind, I know they were down 15, but I was still thinking like I felt like they were playing well despite Booker, who let's talk about him now. He doesn't get better at all the rest of the game. Middleton did a really good job on him.
Yeah, Middleton played with a lot of energy defensively. It was the best game I've seen him play this series. He's obviously had those 45-point games against the Nets and the Hawks. But yeah, this was like his best all-around game I've seen him play as far as defensively.
And the thing I liked about what he was doing defensively is that he was really making
Booker work.
Yeah, and he was making him make his second and third moves. Like he wasn't, you know what I mean? It's like he was going like Booker likes to go right or he likes to go left. Like most players, take that one or two dribbles and then rise up. And he was making him have to pump fake or hesitate and go to a different spot. And yeah, Booker can still make plays like that usually, but he was making him pick the ball up too, which was making him better. So he couldn't even get to his second and third move off of that. So I thought he did a really good job staying in front of him. I thought Tucker was important too. I don't want to leave him out too. I thought his play early on was key. He was all over. He was like that'd be like me in like a pickup game when I know I'm with better players where you're just trying to like swat the ball out or like, you know what I mean? Like that's all you're doing is you're not,
Give
you're
them a
not
little extra. Let them know you're there.
exactly.
Play hard and yeah.
Give a little extra effort, earn your playing time a little bit type of thing, earn your right on a championship team. But
Yeah.
I thought he also he had like a steal early on at halftime, or not at halftime, at half court. Not like an press situation, but he was up on a guy, and that was he got a steal early on. He even hit a few threes. Let's see, he ends up with 7 points, which, for him, plus
Found
12,
money.
that's a good 3 for 5. I wanted to get into Holiday though. On the Bucks side, and then we'll get into the Suns a little bit more. It was a big game for him, right?
Yeah, he shot the ball really well.
He had to show up tonight.
He reminds me of your sister the way he plays, kind of. Like, obviously, he's a little more athletic and better, but, like, just very great defensively and a little, like, could be, I don't know, just a little different offensively, but could be good.
Yeah, and I think and today I wrote down he was kind of struggling, I thought, in the first quarter a little bit. And then I thought in the second quarter he started making more threes. And
he had that step back that was nasty.
And then he was much more effective on the pick and roll a little bit more tonight, I thought too.
I think he has a better floater in him than he should go to it more. Because he has like such big hands, it seems he can get like these weird shots off it.
It's almost like he knows he can get to the hoop on like Payne and Paul and like Johnson, maybe even closer, that maybe he doesn't do that exactly. Just kind of tries bullying his ball way down there. What did you think of Cam Johnson in the third quarter? He was
spectacular. I was like, I've never seen like that athleticism from Cam. And then he was hitting threes, looking smooth.
Why are we reviewing those dunks?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I can't be reviewing.
He jumped over him. Like you undercut him, if anything.
We can't be reviewing this stuff. This is like, that's why I tweeted it out earlier. I was like, if anything, it's a good challenge by Coach Bed there to just stop the momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, if anything else, he doesn't get them as fired up or something. He kind of like, that like take a little break. Like, it's so you can use it strategically like that too. They're up by 10, not a bad time to use it. So I thought the crowd in Milwaukee was pretty pumped up. First finals win in 50 years.
Since Oscar.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Good for them though, right? I mean, it's about time. It's the weirdest finals ever, right? Suns, Bucks. It's like two franchises.
Yeah, it's the weirdest cities. Last year's was pretty weird as well, but this one's just not the normal players that are normally around.
It's just the matchup that you wouldn't even bet just because you're just like, the Suns are both not going to make it. Yeah, so kind of maybe one of them make it. Anything else stand out to you in the game? Before we get to like a few
Giannis just is unstoppable if he gets the ball within 10 feet.
So what do the Suns do about that? Because let's kind of.
Ayton getting in foul trouble is a killer. That can't happen, or else they're going to lose like this every game.
That Ayton. What are
you playing?
I don't know what that
is. Playing lullabies. Playing lullabies for the
No, on 8. What the hell were we talking about? That? Oh yeah,
talking about Ayton.
Oh yeah, I was saying that combination of him and Booker going forward seems like a pretty deadly one.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think he might get the highest in the whole NBA just straight jump with his height, reach, and how high he jumps.
But you're right, though. They need him to guard Giannis, and he can't get in any foul trouble. Because if he gets in foul trouble, and the Bucks
Kamitsky.
And the Bucks even play smart. I even made a note of them. It's like sometimes the best offense is at least if the guards drive. At least if they can drive to the hoop and the guys have to help, there's a good chance Giannis or Brook or Portis, and even like Holiday and Middleton are big. Like they're bigger. Like in basketball, usually if you're bigger, you should win. If you're good players too, just you know what I mean. Like we've been on that side of it. Like even on the rec league side of it. Like I'm sure it plays out in the pros the same way. It very rarely doesn't. So I feel like the Suns are. I feel like what throws it off is and this is where the Suns, I think, can still have an advantage, is Paul was really good tonight. He's not missing. He's getting whatever he wants.
He had some bad turnovers there in that
He did, but I felt like
middle of the game that he wasn't committing
it was
earlier
a
in
game
the season.
3 game that the Bucks should win, right? And I felt like but I felt like if you're the Suns, you can't feel that bad either because Booker played like garbage. Ayton got in foul trouble. Paul was still really good. Johnson maybe showed some signs of life. Bridges was a little off. And, the Bucks should win this game if they have any type of heart right whatsoever. So if I'm the Suns, I'm not too worried about the game, but they got to figure out something with Giannis. Because they got to figure out if they're going to double him a little bit harder or if what they're going to do with the pick and roll. Are they going to just let the guards, shoot a little bit more, or they're going to hedge? They can't switch. They just can't do that anymore.
Not if Ayton's not. Yeah, without
you can't have Cam Johnson on Giannis like 10 times a game.
No. But I think that's what gives the Suns the advantage in the series is they have Bridges, Johnson, Cameron Payne, where I'd rather have them than Teague, Connaughton, and PJ Tucker. I think there's.
Did Cam Johnson fake that injury just to not have to deal with Giannis anymore? That's
It's a smart move if he did. London's ready to go game 4.
He went down. He goes down hard. All right, so my quick little notes for the Suns was, like I said, Booker played better, Johnson, Paul. For the Bucks, I had Holiday. He still can play a little bit better, I feel like. He had 21 points, I believe, right? Yeah, 21 points, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like 8 for 14, 5 for 10. I know that's good, but I don't know. I feel like there's even another level he can give me, maybe at another home game here. And Middleton certainly can play a little better offensively, but I'll take that defense on Booker over the 18 points there. So I just don't think Portis and Covington or not Covington, Connaughton. Chuck's right. Charles Barkley's always right. The bench players always play better at home, and between the both.
Let's not say always right, but
no, but they usually do. They 19
in this instance, he's right. What was I going to say?
Do you think the Bucks end up winning Game 4?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a straight home series.
Game 7, Suns end up winning Game 7.
Yeah,
but I feel like the Bucks have the advantage, right?
Yeah, because they have Giannis.
So we're just not.
They're the most unstoppable player of the.
He's a modern day Shaq, right? Are you going to give that to me yet?
Yeah, he absolutely is.
So tonight, what is he?
I never didn't say he wasn't. You hated on him more than anybody.
I hated on their offensive, the way he played. He should not. He took 2 threes tonight. It's still 1 too many.
Too many.
Oh, I'll give him 1. I won a game. I said you're allowed to take 1. If you make it, you get another one. That's the rule. You make the 1, you get number 2. You make number 2, you get number 3. If you make 3, then you get 2 more for free. That's the rhyme. So we'll go with that. All right. So tonight, Giannis ends up being the 3rd player ever to get back-to-back 40-point games and 10 rebounds. Shaq, LeBron, and him. Not too shocking that there are 3 of the most freakishly gifted athletes of all time in the sport, right? It's kind of surprising Will Chamberlain didn't do that.
Yeah, it's very shocking considering he averaged 25 rebounds and
all right,
30
so
points.
Let's end this with this. Big takeaway from the game going into Game 4, the rest of the series. What are you looking for?
I thought Holiday played better than you gave him credit for today. He picked up.
No, I thought he played well.
Paul a lot. I thought he picked up Paul a lot earlier. He made him work a lot more. He made Paul make some stupid passes that were like, what the heck? That looked like Holiday playing offense sometimes. So I think this Holiday, if he can keep the energy up and they can limit Bridges and Cam Johnson to not having big games, they'll be good.
Do you see that happening, or do you think?
I think the Suns will win in 7.
Yeah, I guess my final takeaway from the game would be can the Bucks maintain that type of defensive execution that they were able to get from the second to third quarter when they were able to be a little bit get out in transition a little bit more. They were just pounding them on the offensive glass as well. That's got to be what the Suns. If you're the Bucks, it's kind of like the Cavs series against the Warriors, right? It just feels like is just so big that if they drive to the hoop, there's a good chance that they're gonna get at least an offensive rebound. So if I'm the Bucks, I'm just trying to get as many shots in the paint or kicking it out. And I thought they did that well tonight, so they should feed off that. And I just don't know if Portis can play as well as he did tonight. We'll see if he does, if he brings that same energy.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't think there's anything the Suns can do about Giannis. So if anything, I think Giannis can even play better.
Yeah, exactly. One thing the Bucks don't like to do is crash the offensive glass, though, and they seem to make that adjustment tonight, which is a key to how they got all those offensive rebounds. So we'll see if they keep that up.
Field makes a difference, and their energy was way better tonight. So,
yeah, exactly.
Bucks first win 50 years in the finals.
Congratulations, Milwaukee.
When we do the podcast next week, we'll be unbelievably there will only be 2 games next week, so we'll probably as long. I'm kind of hoping, like you said, in Game 7. So I was rooting hard for Milwaukee tonight. So hopefully we'll have more basketball.
I was watching the game with my dad. He had the funniest quote. He goes, "Man, every time they show the crowd, it looks like these people eat too much cheese." Just trying to. What does that mean, Dad? Like they just
like
fat.
Charles Barkley there.
Man, these San Antonio women.
That's funny. Well, all right. Well, thanks. That was a good pod there on the game. Good Game 3. And, we'll try to do something for either Game 4 or Game 5 if it works out with our schedules there. So, all right, we'll be back. Look out for us on our regular podcast. We'll have this out here shortly.